Hi, thank you for joining me in this short presentation using online games to encourage conversation and bonding. My name is Belinda Braunstein and I coordinate the English Language Institute at the University of California, Merced. I'd like to let you know what to expect in this presentation. First, I'll give you quick context, when and how I use these games. Second, I'll provide examples of three categories of games. The first are the homemade versions of popular games such as Taboo. The second is a selection of some free online activities, some of which you may already be familiar with. And the third are some not free gaming options, though some of those are pretty fun. And finally, resources to help you get started or to explore different games that you're not already playing with your students. So let's start with the context. I use online games in two different contexts. The first is with my graduate students and postdocs in a non-credit oral communication skills course. Now the games I use with them are co-curricular. They're in class, they are conversation-based, and they are short. I use some conversation-based games at the start of class just to get people warmed up for some talking. I don't use the player against player, trying to score the most points type of games. That's for the second group. The second group would be conversation partners. Conversation partners are international students and local students who are matched together for conversation. And among regular whole group activities, I offer monthly game nights. Now the game nights sometimes have 10 students, sometimes more. Usually it's between 10 and 8. I'd say 6 would be most common. And for these, we actually play a range of games from conversation-based to Jackbox games with trivia and drawing, depending on what students are interested in. So when they log in, when they come online to Zoom, then I ask, okay, what would you like to play? And I provide some options. All of these are done through Zoom, and sometimes we also use our phones, especially for Jackbox games where we need to use our phones as controllers. I'll explain that a little later. So let's get into the three categories of games. The first is Taboo, which you are probably familiar with. In the traditional game, students will have a card like this. The word on top, say sandal, is a word that one student wants to get their team to guess without using any of the words below. Those are the taboo words or forbidden words. Now, instead of doing it that way, to do it online, I create PowerPoint slides with images. The word at the top is the word the class tries to get the person whose eyes are closed to guess. And I got this idea from a TESOL conference presentation in October. So let's take an example. The card in the original version says conversation and has some words we can't use. So the slide is like this. One student closes their eyes and everyone else tries to get the student to guess the word conversation without using the words talk, chat, speak, discuss, or telephone. You could have the whole class try and get them to guess, or you could actually have another person in the class try to get them to guess, but I like it when everyone joins in. Hey, let's try this. So, close your eyes. No, really, close your eyes right now. I'd like you to guess a word. So this is something that you can use to pay for things at a store instead of cash. So if you go to a grocery store or Target, you can pay cash or you can use your, open your eyes. Right, you guessed it, credit card. So that's an example of a word, and that one was actually from the Taboo deck. But I don't limit myself to Taboo, and you don't have to either. You can also use words related to your campus or your school, your class, or your program. So I've also created Lab. You can create slides related to TA work, to a classroom, to linguistics. it's up to you, and that's the nice thing about this. You can personalize it, as versus with the traditional Taboo deck, you're stuck with the cards that they have. Make your own. The second category is free online games and activities, and I've selected just 3 here. The first is Brightful Games, and these are conversation starters. These are the ones I use the most in class. I start the class with something like describe it or question of the day, just to get everybody speaking. And it's conversation based and it's free. The second is Categories Online, where I select some categories and then a letter pops up like the letter L, and students try to write a word that fits each category. So let's say the letter is L and animals, lemur, girl's name, Leanne, etc. A nice thing about Categories Online that you may not know is if you create a login, you can create your own category groups. So I've created teaching, grammar, linguistics, UC Merced, they might name buildings or places, things like that. So Categories Online is useful also in that you can personalize it. And the third, the escape game, is from a website, theescapegame.com, which has a mix of real escape rooms, physical ones you can go to, online ones where you pay and someone walks you through it. I'll explain that in a moment. And a few free options. Now the free options, you're in a room, or in this case a prison, and you're trying to escape. You get a puzzle, it's on the screen, and everybody sharing in the room with you, you're sharing the screen in Zoom, and everyone will discuss the puzzle and try to solve it in order to move on to the next room or the next step to try to get out of the room. There are also some not free gaming options. Now, online escape rooms, since I mentioned the escape game, and you will probably go to that website, I should let you know, there's the paid version, which I haven't done, probably won't, at least not with students, because I'm not going to ask them to pay $30. And in this one, a person who works there is in the room. They wear a helmet with a GoPro. They interact with you. You direct them where to go and what to do, and you try to solve the puzzles. You are virtually there. I wanted to let you know because you will see this option if you go to that website. Don't have to do it. You can choose one of the free escape rooms. The second is one I learned about through someone in the ITA intersection. It's called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Thanks for letting me know about that. In this one, I pay $15. I own a bomb. It's a digital cartoony bomb. And I email students or my family when playing with family a link to the bomb manual. They can see the bomb manual, I can't, and they have to give me directions on how to defuse the bomb within a limited time before it explodes. Now it changes all the time, so it could be clip the green wire but connect the red wire to this place. So it's always changing, and I haven't tried this yet with students, and I actually just bought it. If you want to try it with me, email me at the address at the end of this presentation, because I'd love to give it a go. And the third is Jackbox Games, which I do play quite a bit with my students and also with family in other places. To do this, I share a screen, and then all the students can see my screen with the game, and they also see on their phones that with a controller. They type in their name, they put in a room code that is provided, and then this is where they type their answers or draw their pictures if it's drawful, make their guesses, things like that. That one is also fun, not free. They're usually about $25, but every 1 or 2 months they go on sale for one reason or another. So wait until they're on sale, and then you can buy them at like $12, $16. Save yourself some money. Okay, now finally resources. Here is where you're going to want to hit the pause button so you can copy these down. The top two links I have for you are for longer lists and suggestions. The first one is 16 suggestions of games, some free, some not. Some of them you've seen, some I didn't include, of course. And the second is a YouTube channel that I enjoy called It's Tricks TV, where a young lady has 3 videos set up, among others, 3 videos set up about how to convert regular party games to Zoom. Some of these would be appropriate for class, some not so much, but I got some of my ideas from her, and you might too. And then there are all the game websites below. This is not inclusive, of course, and you are probably familiar with a few, but I wanted you to see and be able to explore these. By the way, the one at the bottom, All Bad Cards, that's like Cards Against Humanity. So be sure to choose the packs that say family friendly, review all the cards first if you choose to play this, and you can also create your own packs. Some people create packs for topics like video games, and others for their specific universities. That could be fun too. So you're ready to get started. If you need any more info, send me an email, or if you'd like to try any of the games I mentioned, email me because, well, I'm game. Sorry. I'll play them with you. So thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Now go have some fun.